Friends, I have a brand new style and a brand new color from Belle Tress to show you. This is Calabasas in the color Milkshake Blonde R. This is from their City collection, which is a brand new collection. I've already shown one wig from this collection, and I'm really excited to show you this one. So if you want to know more about this style, then stick around and I will tell you all about her. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook, and I am very excited to be bringing you this wig. I have heard such great things about Calabasas from people who own her and the City collection, and Name Brand Wigs is a wonderful support of this community and very gracious to allow me to do so many reviews for you. If you've never checked them out, I'll put a link in the description and a coupon code that'll save you 30%. They're a wonderful online retailer and they carry all the major name brands. And they have a really great customer service team. If you're struggling and you need some help with color, or maybe you have a wig you love and you're looking for a similar style, email them, support@namebrandwigs.com. They would be happy to help you. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. Check out those razored ends. Such a trendy cut. We've got a bit of a fringe, not a full bang, but because we've got these shorter pieces in the front, if you want to cut a bang in her, you absolutely can. The template is already there for you, and I have a foolproof way to cut bangs into a wig using a thinning razor. Really easy for a beginner or someone who just doesn't have confidence with the scissors. I will link that video in the description. It really has made all the difference in my own journey, and I think it can help you as well. If you are here to see color only, I have the color segments at the end of the video. I timestamp everything in the description so you can skip to any section that you care about. You don't have to watch the whole video, so make sure to check those out. And I cover color at the end, both inside and outside. Now, Calabasas has a lace front that goes all the way down to about here, and then it also has a left mono part. This actually has a really unique cap construction with Velcro adjusters as well, which is different for Belle Tress. Let's take a look at that lace front. You can see they brought all those really light blonde pieces to the front so that you wouldn't really see any dark knots from the rooting. Do that again. And then that is the part. They did a really good job with this part. I don't think it needs to be plucked or anything. I think it's a great defined part, which is kind of what we're looking for when we pay the extra for that mono part. There's that lace front. You can see it goes all the way to the start of those ear tabs, and then that's that part. It goes all the way back to the crown. That's a deep part. And the bottom is really wide, so you can play around with that part just a little bit. We've got ear tabs with bendable stays, soft material over them, extended nape, Velcro adjusters as you can see, and then the rest is open wefted. Belle Tress caps are pretty stretchy, and normally Belle Tress is known for running a little big. I would say that these City collection wigs are just a little bit smaller than their typical. If you noticed, I did cinch the adjusters in some, so it still is running big for me, but I have pretty petite measurements. I have a 21¼ circumference, and I'm very petite over the top of my head. All my measurements are in the description. One thing that I have noticed though on the City collection is, while I think the circumference is still running a little big, I can definitely cinch this in a ways. I'm not getting the extra cap up here that I typically get on Belle Tress wigs. Normally I would consider them more average large size, but I don't think these City collection are running that big. I'd get really decent coverage over on the sides. I think these ear tabs fall a little bit higher than they typically do on a Belle Tress wig on me. And the reason why that matters is if you're going to buy a color of wig that does not match your bio hair, and you don't get great coverage on the sides, what can happen is you can see your bio hair depending on your hairline, and that can be really obvious if it doesn't match the wig. Here's what I do, because I wear every color. first of all, if I'm going to wear a blonde, I always get rooted blondes. Having any kind of a root at all helps because my bio hair is a little darker. And if that isn't enough and I still think it looks really obvious, then I just use root touch-up powder. I love the root touch-up powder by Style Edit. I have every color that they carry pretty much because that way I can blend my bio hair with any wig. I will link a video below that I did where I show you how I use root touch-up powder to blend my bio hair. So bottom line is, if you don't get great coverage, just make sure you can blend your bio hair and then you should be fine. Now these are heat-friendly fibers. Belle Tress is known for their heat-friendly fibers. That's pretty much all that they carry at this time, and really realistic fibers. When I first started wearing wigs, I tried to avoid heat friendly because I heard from a lot of people that they're really difficult to care for. They do need some special care, and you do need to take heat to heat friendly fibers, especially if they're going to rub up on your clothing. But Belle Tress was the first heat-friendly fiber that I really loved. I think they feel amazing. They're silky. They feel super realistic. They don't have a shine like regular synthetic can have. And if there was going to be shine, it would be on this wig because of how light of a blonde it is. But this isn't shiny. It moves super naturally. So if you have never tried heat-friendly wigs before, I will link a video in the description showing you how I care for mine. Personally, I believe if you're a brand new wig wearer starting out with straight heat-friendly fibers like this are the way to go, because then you don't have to worry about, you know, altering or completely removing a curl or wave pattern when you take heat to it. These are super, super easy to care for. And so that's my preference in a heat-friendly piece, either above shoulder length or for longer ones, straight. Super easy. Check that video out below. As for density and permatease, this wig does not have permatease. Belle Tress is pretty well known for not having permatease in their wigs. I would say this is a moderate density, light to moderate. It isn't a lot of hair. Like when I pull it all together back there, it's not the thinnest of ponytails, but it's not super thick. So I would consider this more of a moderate density, but it doesn't feel overwhelming because it's really flat. When you don't have permatease on a wig, that can help a lot if you're struggling because you're not used to seeing hair on your head. Maybe you've been losing it for a long time, or maybe you haven't, but you've always had really fine hair. Get a wig with no permatease to begin with, because that is going to be an easier transition. So we don't have volume up here. There's no permatease. It is incredibly flat to the head. And again, a moderate density, enough that it feels worth it to put a wig on, but not so much that it's going to be overwhelming. So I really think this is a great beginner-friendly piece. That said, for my wig sisters who love the big hair, you're not getting big hair out of this one. One thing you could do if you're unsure what you like is, I like to utilize the lace front on these wigs. You can just kind of pull up some of the front hair here, stick a little clip in, push it forward a little bit, and that can give you a little more volume. So if you have a face shape or just a preference where you kind of need height on your wigs, that's a little hack in case you buy a wig because you're just not sure and then you find you wish it had a little more volume. Overall, I have heard from a number of our wig sisters that love this style completely. So I do think a lot of this is going to probably become a bestseller. You can see she's tuckable. Because there's not permatease and a lot of density, you can do a full tuck if your bio hair will allow, which mine will with this color, or a partial tuck. And as far as glasses go, I hear from some of you and you wish I would show glasses with my wigs. Here's why I don't. Because it completely depends on how the wig fits you. If I can put glasses on comfortably, that doesn't mean you will be able to put glasses on comfortably. It's not just your measurements, but your head shape, whether or not you have a pronounced or a flat occipital bone, all of that is going to impact how the wig is going to fit you. And that's why I don't show that, because it could work for me, not for you, or maybe it doesn't work for me and it does work for you. It's one of those things that's very person specific. All right. I covered it all. Let's talk about color. Milkshake Blonde R. Belle Tress has tons and tons of blondes. Every variation you can imagine. So this is the R means it's rooted. So we've got a rooted blonde, and I gotta tell you guys, blondes are super hard for me to film. Because of the super light color, the lighting likes to bounce off the color and it can really distort it. So we're gonna get outside here so that you can see this outside. I'm gonna do my best to describe it to you. One thing I do notice, when I have a very light blonde, because of the bright lights, those roots look super dark. These are not dark roots. They're almost looking black in my viewfinder. I don't think it's gonna look that dark when the final video is done, but this is more of a medium root. It's not super, super dark, but it is quite a contrast. And then we've got white, blonde, and honey kind of blended with some caramel lowlights. So within, we've got some little lowlights here and there. You can kind of see them peeking out. And I would say those are definitely more of a caramel color, almost like a light brown. And then the blend of the white, blonde, and the honey is just stunning. There is a lot of the white blonde, so it definitely gives this a kind of cool blonde look, with the honey and the caramel adding just a touch of warmth. What that means is this is a light blonde that leans more neutral, but it doesn't look ashy, it doesn't look gray. Because of the honey, because of the caramel, it prevents this wig from looking gray at all. And sometimes with those really ashy blondes, without some warmth to mitigate that, they can actually look gray in some light. This does not look gray in any light. Just a really beautiful, neutral to coolish blonde with some warmth from those lowlights. All right, let's get outside so you can see this color outside. Let me know if you've tried Calabasas and what you think. And if you've tried this color, I'd love to hear what you think of it. And did my description hit the nail on the head, or would you add something? Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you in my next video. Okay, everyone. Bright sunlight on this Milkshake Blonde R color. That root. This color. I mean, how many blondes can Belle Tress come out with? Make sure I get a close-up. You can see bright, unfiltered sunlight. One last look at that root. All right. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.